Might get it out of there today. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Underhood Show presented by Mel Hambelton Ford. My name's Phil Nightingale and Josh Prophet. Morning, Josh.
Good morning.
Sunny and 70 out there today, Josh.
It is.
Just somewhere just not here. But that's okay. That's how you got to take the positive attitude about what it is. But Happy New Year, everybody. And, first week's already shot, done, gone. So guess what? We're going to talk about this pretty fast this year.
In the books.
In the books. Exactly. Hey, it's a call-in show, 316-462-3673, right there on your screen. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, that's the number dialed right into the front desk. Tell the girls you want to get patched in the podcast with a question. And again, anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything in the automobile world, anything in racing, anything whatsoever. Chili Bowl's coming up, starting Sunday's practice. I believe our trailer's inside there ready to go. So if you're going to the Chili Bowl, please stop by and check out our event trailer in there. Everything ready to go for that part too. Going to be a fun time down there at the Chili Bowl all week. And, of course, they got a few of our race cars, dirt track cars in Vado, New Mexico racing. So a lot of fun down there, too. They'll be live on Flow tonight for that part. But exciting stuff for the Chili Bowl. But as always, each and every caller gets a great price package valued over $130. Josh, as always, what's in that package? Oh, we got a caller coming in, too.
Yeah, so we will mail it out to you, but it's going to consist of the works, which is an oil change and tire rotation. We use Motorcraft oil and filter products at Mel Hambelton Ford. While we're doing that, we're also going to complete a multi-point inspection on your vehicle, checking over the brakes, tires, steering, suspension, all the safety-related components on that vehicle. You'll also receive yourself $10 to Mel's Diner, so you can get yourself something to eat and drink while you're here with us at the big corner. Complete nitrogen for your tires, so you get all the great benefits that nitrogen has to offer. And then a BG Products package, which consists of a can of MOA or motor oil additive for your engine oil, and then CF5 for your fuel system. Again, just getting that vehicle geared up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. So, and we'll send that out to each and every caller. So
we got a caller coming in. Got Don getting ready to come live through here. We'll get him patched in through. See what's on Don's mind today, what question he's got, or comment, question, whatever it might be. Love to see what's going on. Morning, Jeff. Timing in all the way from Arkansas.
So last week we talked about with it being the end of the year and New Year's resolution and stuff like that. We talked about new vehicles, and I had a couple callers call in and talk about their very first new vehicle purchase. And I think we can extend that on into this show as well, because it brought up a couple of different topics.
You're saying first new car?
Well, so I put it out there as in new, either new, their very first new vehicle they purchased, or just new to them car. And so, had a couple different questions, follow-up questions with that. So, hey, let's go to the phones. Let's talk to Don. Don, you're on live with Under the Hood. Good morning.
Hello there.
Don, you're on live with Under the Hood. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How's Josh and Phil?
We're doing excellent.
Hey, Don, how are you, buddy?
Okay.
Are you back in Arizona?
I am. I just had my truck serviced, and quick lane, and they suggested maybe that I have my automatic transmission fluid changed. However, I didn't have time for that, and I've been thinking about putting on the extra capacity oil pan, and I wanted to get your opinion on that.
Transmission pan or engine oil pan?
Transmission oil pan.
So do you do a lot of towing with it?
Well, I probably, with 40,000 miles on my truck, probably 10,000 of it's been pulling a 36-foot trailer.
Yeah.
Now, see, I figured he's going to tell me a bigger number than that. I figured he's going to tell me about 90% pulling that trailer.
No, not that fast.
Not pulling at 90, just pulling it.
I'll tell you this old truck you sold me is a trailer towing dude.
They are. It's amazing how these things can pull and what they will do and stuff like that, Don. And each year they keep improving these trucks. And I don't know how they do it, how that happens, but boy, I tell you, each and every year they keep improving. But you're right, they are some pulling trucks.
It's a trailer pulling dude. All I do is get in it, push the button for tow and haul, and drag. You know what?
Yep, yeah. I get it. So anyway, my opinion on the bigger pan, I don't know how much bigger it is, but anytime on a transmission when you're pulling or whatever, what's detrimental to the transmission is heat, and then heat cooks the fluid inside there. So anytime you can put more fluid in there, towing like you do, especially even if it's only 10,000 of the 40, I think it's a gain. I mean, I just really do. I think it's a gain on that side of the coin just to protect that transmission. Because I hate to say what it costs to replace a transmission today. It's not like in days back in years of my days to put a transmission in one of these. Things are expensive today. So that's my opinion. And the other thing I'm going to tell you too, Don, if we do a flush on that transmission, I'd be putting the full synthetic oil in that transmission.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
well, I've been thinking about it for a good while, and I just when they mentioned that, I thought, well, I'm going to ask Mr. Phil and Josh what they think.
I on my side of things is I don't think it's a bad thing for the extra fluid, but for me personally, is the more I towed with a vehicle, the more often, the more frequent I would get it serviced. You know what I'm saying? That service interval on the transmission side of things, we usually say around 30,000 miles. But that, again, that's variable for each consumer and how they use that vehicle. If you're pulling more, that service interval is going to be more frequent versus somebody that's, just highway
normal
driving.
everyday driving.
Yeah. Everyday driving from there. And so I think you could kind of skin that cat both ways on.
So is it better to put more fluid in it
or service
it more often? Yeah, I get what you're saying. I guess my thing is I see both sides of the coin. If I was in Don's shoes, I guess the other thing was because my mind was made up to tell him put the bigger pan in there, because I really thought for what he travels and what he does with that trailer, that he'd be towing more miles than what he said he did. I was going to say 90% the trailer's hooked to that truck. That's what I was going to say, but I get that too. So there's pros and cons both ways, Don. But I don't know, to protect that transmission, I think maybe both. Keep a bigger pan on there and everything else, because them transmissions are expensive today.
This thing has been as far south as the Mexican border in Texas, and as far north as the Canadian border in North Dakota, and as far west as Washington and California in the west. And back in one trip.
Yeah,
so
I get
it. It's been pulled a lot of miles.
Well, and my biggest thing with that is you take the sheer expense of a repair or a transmission breaking down out of the equation, and look at it from a logistical standpoint of, man, it's never going to break at the right time and the right spot. It's always going to be the most, especially as much as you're traveling across country. I mean, you probably hit areas where there's a lot of miles to even get somebody that could help or do anything, with it. And then what do you do with a camper, and you're stuck there, so there for however long till the vehicle gets repaired and stuff like that. So, for me, it would be more of the making sure that I'm not that inconvenienced, I guess, than anything else.
Don, it goes back. I use this on the show many times back when I was selling parts for you. It was the old Fram commercial. Pay me now or pay me later.
Yeah, it was a good days.
Yeah, it sure was.
That was 33 years of pure enjoyment. I don't think I ever regretted going to work a day.
No, I get it. 100%.
We had wonderful customers, and it was just a pure pleasure serving my farm accounts up there. It was a total pleasure.
Yeah, I think about that every time I drive by that building out there on Highway 50. So, anyway,
yeah. Okay.
So, are you? How long are you sitting in Arizona?
Well, until it gets hot here.
So it actually might be.
Is it sunny and 70 there?
We've been running in the 60s and low 70s. And,
that's terrible.
Week before last, I noticed 83.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you got it
yeah,
rough down there.
Yeah, it was, but it was really cold here this morning. It was 41 this morning at 7:30.
Oh, boy, howdy. Did you have to get your coat out?
Yeah. Well, I'm wearing a flannel shirt.
Yeah. Okay. I feel sorry for you.
That's the heaviest coat I've worn since I've been here.
Yeah, I feel real sorry for you, Don.
Yeah, it's been good, and I love it down here. I'm staying in a really nice RV park and great people. We have every day about 3:00 we all get together in our lawn chairs, and we call it wine time.
Yeah, there you go.
Just spit time, and then we have a potluck every opportunity we have to put on one.
Very good.
So we had about 30 people at our this this RV park has 38 spaces is all it has.
That's kind of
And
nice.
they're all nice big spaces, and really good people, and certainly enjoy being here. This is my third time to be here. So,
Well, it sounds like it might be there. Needs to be the fourth time and fifth time probably for us.
well, I've already I'm in my spot is called the Snake Pit. I'm in a level. I'm in a level all by myself, and I have lots and lots of room. And the reason it's called the Snake Pit here several years ago, a guy had a rattlesnake by his trailer, and so they call it the Snake Pit.
I don't know. I'd
yeah,
be careful.
It's already reserved for 24.
Well, very good.
Well, good.
It's my spot.
Your spot. Well, I wish I was down there with you hanging out if we know the truth, because this weather up here was like 31 degrees, I think, this morning when I rolled out of the snow everywhere.
How much snow did you get?
I would say at one time we had probably 3.5 inches.
Yeah, I was gonna say between 3 and 4, something like that.
The ground temperature is so warm that
it melted pretty fast. It was melting pretty good, yeah, from that part too. So.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll let you get to somebody else here.
Don, thanks for calling. Have a great time, and we'll see you when you get back.
Thank you for the info.
See you, buddy. All right. Well, you're getting Jason coming through. Good morning, Darren. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Jason. And good morning, Michael and Lisa. Thanks for joining in, everybody. And anyway, we got Don coming. John. Who'd you say? God,
Jason. Yeah.
Can't even spit my names out right, can I, Josh?
If you had somebody else coming.
Well, I wasn't thinking about it.
But let's get on the same page here.
Same page, same name, same something, right?
Yeah.
So
we get him patched through. And again, we should have asked him about his first new vehicle.
Oh, yeah. We didn't think about asking Don that either.
So
yeah, those of you who don't know, Don was in Halstead Auto Supply, and I worked summer mornings for him and learned a lot about the parts business stuff that I still use today.
Summer mornings.
Yeah, we'd go in there in the mornings and work for him, and then I'd go in the afternoons and work for my dad.
Oh, gotcha.
My dad had a morning guy that worked for him and stuff, so it kind of traded off back and forth. And so, yeah, and then had a lot of fun at that parts store, that's for sure.
Yeah, very good. Well, let's go to the phones. Let's talk to Jason. Jason, you're on live with Under the Hood.
Morning, guys. Happy New Year. How are you?
Good. How are you, buddy?
Good. So I have a question. So I'm in the market for new tires for my Ford F-150, and I'm trying to decide, is it better to go with 2 or is it better to go with 4? And what brand do you guys highly recommend?
Well, it's all going to depend on a lot of things. Of course, we've got, what are we up to now? 18 different models of tires. We've got 18 different brands we can help you with, Jason. We first and there's a way to break it down easy to get you narrowed down to where you need to be too. So that way, with all those different models, we can offer price ranges from wherever we need to be, different tread compounds, the different traction compounds, all that kind of stuff that goes into place. So you've also, it's not just the size anymore that you've got to get correct. You've got to get a speed rating and a load rating set up correctly on your vehicle. And then we need to decide 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. What are you going to drive? How much you're driving? So we're going to get an all season, and we're going to get a highway tire, depending on your driving habits and conditions. And then we can start narrowing it down from there. But then the thing that I love to do more than anything is there's a rating on each tire, not a mileage rating. Like some guys will say, hey, it's got a 60,000 mile rating. I don't like those ratings. There's a UTQG rating that every tire manufacturer puts out, and it's a little bit biased.
So is that the speed rating?
No, this is like a tread wear rating. There is a speed rating, correct, too.
Okay.
And then there's a load rating. But the UTQG rating is kind of biased a little bit because each manufacturer does it on their own. But
they really kind of have their own chart that.
Yeah, it's not unified between all of them, but it's still a good rule of how long a tire will last. The lower the number, the higher. The lower the number, the quicker it's going to wear, and the higher number, the longer it's going to wear. So I look at those numbers to try to decipher which tire do I really want to put on. And sometimes it's going to cost more for that higher number. Well, yeah, but if it's going to wear longer, I'll pay a little bit more from that part. And it's just like the other day, we were looking at tires, and of course it was for a high-end car, and the highest rating we could get was 200. I mean, that tire is not going to last for hardly at all. From that part. So that's where the issue's coming in. We got to just kind of sit down with you and first plug it in we've got a great computer program that helps you. You put in the size, the load range, speed rating, and then we can go high to low, price rise. We can search by brand, all that kind of stuff, and just start playing with the numbers. But first we just got to, look at the tires that's on your truck see how they're wearing, what you did, what you liked about them, what you didn't like about them, and then kind of play together. But that's what I love about us is we have 18 models. You walk into most tire stores, Jason, you're going to get maybe 2 to 3, maybe 4 options of brands of tires. And guess what? We can offer you all these brands of tires.
I think we see that a lot on a lot of the trade vehicles that we'll take in when you walk out there and like, man, that tire does not belong on that car, or, you got the wrong load rating or speed rating, and that's, for me, you can affect the vehicle so dramatic from where it's supposed to handle and how it's supposed to feel. And, on everybody thinks, well, speed rating, well, it's, yeah, I'm not going to be driving that fast. Well, that's also plays into how stiff that sidewall is of that tire and how it's going to handle and perform. And again, when you talk about, it's just like anti-lock brakes or airbags or stuff like that. I mean, nobody really cares until they really care. And then at that point, you've got to have the best things going for you to either avoid an accident or, maybe lessen the impact of an inevitable accident, for sure. So.
Yeah. On a truck, you're not going to go very fast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a race car.
Well, and Jason, you're correct about that too. And this is where, years ago when these speed rated tires come out, people say, you know what, I'm not going to drive that fast. And I get that. But the difference is that car is designed to have that kind of a sidewall, that kind of a traction factor behind it, even though you're not going to drive, say, 150 mile an hour. But the construction of that tire is going to help that car as you corner, as you brake, as you accelerate. All that kind of stuff plays in the factor from that part. So you got to be careful with that speed rating. That's why it's come more crucial today. This load range for how heavy or light your vehicle is, and then the speed rating. And that's what's happened to us. I see cars pulling the service drive all the time, Jason. It's got the wrong application, totally wrong. And then you start looking at the load and speed rating, they're not even close. And what that amounts to is that customer rolled into a tire store. They only had 2 or 3 options, and in that particular size, that's the only tire they had. So guess what they did? They sold them that tire.
Or if somebody's just strictly shopping by budget, typically is the other side of that too, and not understanding really what they're purchasing. From there.
Yeah. So Jason, we just need to sit down with you. We need to get that size pulled up, and then look at your tires. It's on your truck. Pull up the high and low prices or whatever, and then nail it down to what we've got available. That's the next thing. What's available? It's like the other day, I was looking for some tires for an F-150, and our tire tool has all. I bet on that truck there was probably 40 options of tires, but availability was only about 6. So I still had 6 tires to choose from that part. But the tires are still listed out there because it's just like anything else, back orders and things like that, and availability stuff to get those tires. But my biggest thing is first start looking at your truck, how your tires are, what you liked, what you didn't like about them, how they wear, and all that kind of stuff, and then start piecing it back into that equation of what's going to be best to fit on your truck. And a lot of people, shop for price. And again, we price match guarantee everybody. But my thing is, it's not always about price, because if I can put a tire on that's going to wear twice as much, but only cost me 10 or 15% more, well, guess what? I'm going to spend 10 or 15% more to get me a tire that's going to wear longer.
Yeah.
From that part.
Well, much as tires are right now, I think you'd want to go with the best, with the best brand out there. And like you said, what's going to fit you the best. Price doesn't even matter at this point. It's more about quality.
There's so many variables that go into that, though, as far as, how long you're going to have the vehicle and, what your intended use is for and stuff like that. And just with the options or selection we have, that's one of the things that I love about being able to provide that to a consumer is just all the different options.
And there's everybody's out there has got their brand of tire. And I have my thing is I don't have a favorite tire. I have a favorite tire by application. I mean, like on say an F-150 crew cab, it's just normally driven, everything else like that. I mean, my favorite best tire out there that I love the best is a Michelin Defender. But you might have somebody that is a Goodyear fan.
Well, or you might be if that consumer is using that truck more, dirt roads, muddy, conditions, things like hunting, we got a lot of hunters and stuff like that they're going to be kind of off-road with that. You wouldn't use that Defender in that situation.
Correct. Because that's not going to work.
So you look at more like an all-terrain type.
There you go. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody, the normal F-150 driver out there today, that if he's not going off-road or getting on dirt roads or whatever, that's my favorite tire is a Michelin Defender for an F-150. But again, like Josh said, if you're going off-road, or you're going to live on a dirt road, or you're doing some hunting or something like that, that Michelin Defender is not your tire.
We've got a fleet of vehicles that a guy has a company, and they do a lot of snow removal, stuff like that. And there's the Goodyear Duratrax, and that guy just
exactly. Now, if
believes in those tires, and they've proven that they work for his application and what he's doing and stuff like that. But you wouldn't want that on the other day we seen an Explorer roll in here that had those on.
I know.
No,
that doesn't match. That's not the tire for an Explorer. Yeah. So that's a perfect example. That customer probably rolled in a tire store. That's all they had to offer.
Well, forget about the tires. If you're going to go off-roading, buy a Raptor, right?
Exactly. Not an Explorer.
I mean, they didn't have the ground clearance to match the lugs on the tires, but they were on there.
Yeah, exactly.
So the second part of my question, I'll let you guys go. I really do appreciate you guys taking my call, because you're starting to make me think. But is it better to buy a set of 2 or a set of 4?
I always believe in a set of 4, just to keep the rolling resistance the same, all that kind of stuff. And anymore in a 4-wheel drive, you definitely want to keep them the same, because you don't want to have a different circumference on the front versus the rear. That's hard on transfer cases and stuff very badly. That's also on all-wheel drive vehicles. Just like the other day, I got involved with a customer. He ruined one tire. The tires had about 20,000 miles on them. He said, "Man, I hate to throw these tires away." I said, "But you're going to have to. It's cheaper to put a set of tires on it than what it's going to do to your powertrain and tear out your transfer case or your differentials or stuff, because those tires are spinning different diameters, and they're spinning different speeds, and an all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive can't take that."
All right. Guys, I appreciate you've been very helpful, and I'll do some searching, and I'll come look you guys up. I appreciate it.
Hey, right, Jason, if you got a second or one last, how about first new vehicle?
Sure. Do what?
The first brand new vehicle that you'd ever purchased.
Well, funny story. Ironically, my wife is not a Ford fan. I apologize. I try to get her off the dark side of the Chevy, and I can't do it. But we bought a brand new Chevy Equinox RS here a few weeks ago, and we just love it. So it's my first time ever buying a new car. Her second.
And the Chevy Equinox RS. So did you guys order it, or did you just found one?
I actually found it online. It just came in, and I got a really good deal for it that I couldn't pass up. That's why I drove to Paola, Kansas to pick it up.
Yeah. So you drove a little ways to get it. That was going to be the next question. Is
how? You only have 47 miles on it.
You put more miles on it getting it home than it had on it when you got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's what it is, right?
It's not even broke in yet.
Yeah. Well, very good. Thanks for the call, Jason.
Hey, I appreciate you guys.
Have a good day, buddy.
You too. Bye.
And Rex Trigger just jumped in and says his dog ate the homework. Nice excuse, Rex. That's really nice. Really nice. Dog ate the homework. Come on. You gotta have a better excuse than that, Rex. Anyway, Greg Murray, your tire warranty is different than the box stores too. And he is right about that. Our warranties are better with the road hazard and everything else from that part. And just think about it. If you went to a box store and bought a set of tires and got a defect, what you're going to go through to get that tire back and sent back and taken care of and all that kind of stuff too. What I will tell you though, you got to be careful, because me being out of this just a little bit, Josh, too, is like, for example, Michelin would make a tire like it used to be the old XLT tires we had, but they'd sell it to the box stores or the wholesaler. I mean, the Walmarts of the world and that sort of thing. And they'd have like I don't remember the exact name of it too. It was like a YLT or something like that. A different tire.
It'd be so close,
but it wasn't the same tire.
It wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same deal, whatever. And it was cheaper. Why was it cheaper? Because it wasn't made as good as quality as that sort of thing too. We're not selling those kind of tires from that standpoint too. So just be careful when you go to those box stores. But you're right, our warranties are better. We're going to stand behind it. You can come see us. We'll be right here for you. I love our road hazard warranty, Josh. And
I agree with that too.
When you buy a tire from us, we offer that to you. So if you do ruin one or whatever, and we don't prorate, correct?
So that is when you buy a road hazard, it is a 3-year complete replacement, and that's good at any Ford dealer nationwide.
So if you're traveling or whatever, that's all you got to do is find a Ford store.
The best thing about that on the road hazard side of things is it's registered to the VIN of the vehicle, so you don't have to worry about having paperwork and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know. I'm not very good at that. Keeping receipts or anything.
I don't keep them.
My wife is the exact opposite. She's got things filed away from.
She's watching. She's listening, Josh. Sure, you're busted.
There's
busted
crap filed away from 20 years ago, and it's like, nah.
Yeah, me either. Got to go. See you later. Have a nice day.
I'm
right?
Walking out of wherever I
Oh,
get
you need a receipt?
and
Nope.
The very first trash can I come to,
Nope.
that's where that thing's going. So
I don't need a receipt. That's for sure. So.
There's been many times I've that's bit me in the butt, but that's okay too. So
yeah. So anyway, great thing about our warranties, great things about that part. But the other thing I love is a price match guarantee. If you see another brand 30 days after you buy a set of tires at a better price than we offered you, we're going to price match and give you that money back too. So, and Josh, do you ever really do very many of those price match guarantees?
I can think of that does happen, but it is very seldom. In a month's time, we may do 5 of them from maybe, and it just depends on the month and sales going on and everything like that. So,
yep, I get it. Okay, so anyway, we got another caller coming in, right?
Yeah, gonna get them patched through here.
Get Ed.
Yeah,
gonna get Ed patched through here in just a couple seconds here, stuff too. So we'll see what's on Ed's mind from that part. So great conversation on tires. Of course, everybody needs some good tires right now today with that traction and everything that's out there too. So
yeah, that was definitely a topic of discussion yesterday. I had a couple of cars come in that saying, "Hey, can't get any traction."
Wonder why?
And then you go to look at the tires, and and that's the biggest thing on that multi-point inspection is to be able to prepare for that or budget for that, because I mean, there's cases where you're talking $1,000 for a set of tires, and to just expect that expense all at once is tough.
Well,
and so,
that's why if you come to us and let us do your multi-point inspection, we'll monitor those tires and tell you how they're wearing down, just like your brakes, so you can plan for it, and it's not a surprise from that part. And where's Ed?
Not quite yet.
Not sure where Ed's at, what's happening to Ed there or whatever. So kind of pausing there. I was trying to get some more comments going here and stuff, but got Ed.
Yeah. We'll go to the phone and talk to Ed. Ed, good morning. You're live with Under the Hood.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Doing great today. Talk to somebody that's sunny and 70. So
yeah.
Hey, everybody talking about tires this morning. I got thinking that I've been thinking about. I got my 22 F-150 Lariat, and I've been thinking about when I get ready to replace tires on it, doing a level one, but a little bit bigger tire. My question is, I got the Blue Cruise, and I've heard that will mess up if you do it. Do you have any info?
So that is a very good point, and that is something that can be achieved or done, but you would have to go through and do the recalibrations on that system for it to work. So if you just put the tires on, honestly, it would probably work, but as far as the degree of accuracy, it would be incorrect, because you're changing the ride height of that truck and where those sensors are and where they're reading the road. And so, yeah, there would need to be a calibration. Now, it really would depend as to whether it would work out of the box or not, would depend upon, how much bigger you're talking, whether there was like a leveling kit involved and stuff like that with it.
Yeah.
But regardless, one way or the other, that is something that would have to be recalibrated.
And we have all the equipment. It's not cheap equipment. It's a very expensive equipment to sit there and line up all these cameras. And it's not just 1 or 2 cameras that's on these vehicles anymore to make everything work and be accurate from that part. But we do have the equipment to go back in and recalibrate and get it back.
You're
correct.
With the Blue Cruise comes the lane departure, the
lane keeping,
collision avoidance, a lot of times your objection detection system is part of that. There's several other features and functions as a part of that truck when you get to the level of something with Blue Cruise in it. So
yeah, I'm debating. I know it probably will decrease the mileage a little bit too when I do that, but I just like the level truck look a lot better.
Yep.
But
there's pros and cons both ways, and I get it. And we do a lot of level kits and a lot of tires and stuff to make them level up and everything else too. So I get it. They do look better level. I get it. And you're right. It is a trade-off for some less fuel and mileage and that sort of thing, but it's a little more expensive nowadays to be able to get all those cameras and all the systems working correctly.
Yeah. All right. I just want to know if it was possible. I know I've heard both ways, so I'm just kind of curious. So.
Well, very good. Ed, do you have a first new vehicle story?
Oh, let's see. First new vehicle I bought, brand new, would have been a 1980 Mercury Capri.
1980 Mercury Capri.
Oh, Caprice. Remember them quite well.
Yeah.
Been an age on me, Josh.
Just like that. So was it, is it something you ordered, or you just stumbled across it and thought, I got to have that?
Actually, at the time, I was living in north central Kansas, and I drove down here to Wichita and bought it off the lot. And there was a young guy in the insurance business and needed something that, got halfway decent mileage, and they had a good sell on them. I don't remember what they gave for it, but I know it wasn't that much compared to today.
Yeah.
And it was yellow, had black and white plaid interior.
Oh, yeah, I remember that quite well.
I think a little V6, I can't remember if it was a V6 or a 4. I don't remember for sure, but I know I didn't have it very long. I had an older gentleman blacked out and pulled out in front of me at a stop sign. I was running about 50 mile an hour and T-boned him. And so the car didn't, it didn't take too good to that. So it was totaled. But
yeah,
that's my experience with my first new car.
All right. Well, that's cool.
That would be a pretty severe accident, I'm guessing, in that older steel like that for sure.
Didn't get hurt or nothing either, though, right?
Yeah, thankfully we had our seatbelts on, but I did suffer injury later. I smashed the steering wheel with my mouth. Ooh. And to me, it killed all the roots in my teeth. And so down the line, I started losing my teeth over the deal.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah.
So, yeah, it ended up being a whole extraction deal down the line. But, that was really the only injury. But,
well, I guess it could have been worse, but it's still no fun. I get it.
Yeah, it could have been worse for sure. That was, I don't remember if we had just had lap belts or had shoulder belts in. I can't remember.
Boy, in 1980,
sure.
let's see, that would be
got to be lap.
That's belts. Why I think you probably hit the steering wheel. I think we probably just had lap belts back then in the 80s.
I'm thinking so. I can't remember for sure, but
yeah. I think that's probably why your mouth hit the steering wheel from that part. Because if you had a shoulder restraint on, I don't think you'd have hit it. But anyway, if we'd had airbags too, you'd probably been okay too. So
yeah.
all the different technology today is crazy, isn't it?
It sure is. Yeah. It makes things more expensive, but in the long run, it's worth it.
Well, very good. Well, thank you for the story and the phone call this morning.
Hey, you betcha. You guys have a very happy New Year.
Hey, you too. Thanks, Ed. All right, some great calls coming in here this morning, and we're wanting to know, what is your first new car? Or you got a story like Ed had there? So 316-462-3673. Love to hear from you. And Josh, so I guess I'm going to throw it at you. What's your first new car?
So we went through this.
Last week, did you, when I wasn't here?
Last week when you weren't here. So the Silverado
this
pickup
ought to be it.
was
Whoa.
Yeah.
Back up here a minute.
Yeah.
New or used?
New. It was brand new.
Brand new. What year?
It was an 03. Yeah.
03 is your first new car?
I think it was. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back up. What's your first one?
Oh, yeah. So we've talked about that too. Like in high school, I think I had 5 cars.
No, what was the first though?
The very first one was a 80. I think it was an 80.
You don't even know the year?
Pretty sure it was an 80 Buick Regal.
All right.
So
I had
a. Yeah.
I got some stories about a Buick Regal too.
Yeah. And it was and that's what I said too last week. I said, it was pretty fast. I had 3 different motors in that car.
In the Buick?
Yeah. So there's a 327 that was built and then a 350. But anyways, I don't know. Then it maybe had
300,
500 horsepower or something like
that. Nothing like today, right?
And back then it was like
we thought we were the shit back then, weren't we?
Yeah. It really was fast. And then like right now, nothing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's nothing. I still remember with my Chevelle, I used to get teased that I had wing nuts on my motor
for taking it in and out.
It was in and out there more. It was, I think it was out more than it was in because of jacking with it and stuff too. But I think maybe, I thought I was at shit with 350 horsepower today. And now today, if you ain't got at least 600 or 700, you ain't nothing.
Well, yeah, absolutely nothing.
Nothing. The difference too is back then those motors loped and everything else, hard to start, everything else. Like now you hit the key and they idle so smooth, and then you stomp on it and look out. You got
don't even act like you got anything under the hood. It's a sleeper.
Yeah. That's why Jake keeps telling me go back and rebuild my Chevelle back. No, I'm gonna spend that kind of money. I'm gonna buy me something nice that I can get cruise in and go and not have to worry about if it's going to leak oil or where it's going to start, where the gas is aged out in it or whatever. It might be
working on it just as much as you did.
Never-ending battles what that would be. But for some people, that's their fun, that's their joy. Just not right now. That's not. Maybe someday that'll be my fun and joy.
Yeah,
but I doubt it.
What I don't know what happened there, but what was your first new car, brand new car?
85 Grand Prix.
Oh,
it was my first new car. Yeah. Two-tone silver on the top and the darker gray on the bottom.
So 85. Did they supercharge those, didn't they?
I had the 305 small block 4-barrel.
Oh, gotcha.
Is what I had in that car. Loved that car. That was a great car and everything else too. The only thing I didn't like about it when I bought it, I wish I would have had put the center console shifter in it. I had a column shifter in it.
Oh.
But when I went to buy it, that's all they had. So that's why I bought it. But loved that car and everything else like that. And then that was my first brand new car that I ever bought. And traded it on the Trans Am. I'm still trying to find that Trans Am. I still like to go down to Texas and kick somebody's butt over that Trans Am I didn't get. But
over losing that deal.
Yes, I had my exact car that was just like my 87 Trans Am, found, purchased, agreed to a price, and the guy jacked me out of it. So
I don't know. Again, I think that kind of goes back to throwing those receipts away whenever you're done with them right out of the store. It floors me when somebody says, hey, I still have my high school car. I still have this car, just because, man, once I've decided to kind of move on with something, it's gone. But there's a lot of times in that situation or scenario, it's like, it'd be kind of cool to have that back again or whatever.
Yeah,
so
no. Anyway, someone's commenting on some 80s Buick Regal it must have been pea green. Is that right?
No, it was not. Yeah, it was not.
What color was your Regal?
It was blue. I was trying to think of
blue. That's odd.
Yeah, so I painted it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad for somebody.
No, in the Krylon can, was it?
No, it was actual. It was actual paint. I can remember. I remember starting in on that project and painting or getting ready to paint it. And my grandpa, he's like, "Hey, we're gonna do this right. If we're gonna do this."
Yeah.
But I just remember, being young and getting impatient and stuff like that. And he's like, "No, you got to take the time and." To make it come out decent.
Bodywork's not one thing for me.
Yeah,
I've never done bodywork.
I decided at that point right then and there, I had zero interest in bodywork.
Me either. It's fun to paint something, god dang, to prep it and get it ready and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Here I'm thinking, okay, well, we'll just do this and this and this, and here we'll be painting. And no, the prep work that he said that we got to go through and all that stuff. It was definitely time consuming.
I appreciate those body shop guys, but everybody's got their knack and their knowledge and their training and their talent and everything else in that part. But the body work is just not one of mine. Now, I'll take body parts on and off, stuff like that, but prepping and doing all that stuff, and it's kind of like you go in there and you do all the prep work. You think you got it right. You start painting, and then here comes the fish eyes, and here comes the bubble, and something didn't right. Oh, no, thank you. Today, the paints today, totally different. With the paint boosts they've got and the drown drafts and all that kind of stuff, a lot of that's gone out. So maybe I would like it now if other stuff. I said maybe. I didn't say I would.
Yeah.
I said maybe with all the new technology and stuff that's out there to paint and everything else too. But it's fun. To me, I love to paint, but I don't want the prep to get in there to get it done. That's my problem.
I can't get over the fumes and stuff like that. It just seems like it would be so harsh, but I'm sure they've got way more eco-friendly stuff than
I think a lot of that too, they went to that high volume, low pressure paint now too.
Yeah,
they went to more water-based paints and that kind of thing too, from that part. But
I will tell you, like the just the appearances and the colors and stuff like that the manufacturers have come out with every year, it's just amazing. Some of the tri-coats and the depth that they can get out of some of these paints. But then you take them and you put them under just being in the industry, from every manufacturer is about a 30-foot paint job. You know what I'm saying? It looks really good from 30 feet, and I think that's just part of being in the industry. You know, the normal person probably
doesn't pick up on that or anything else like that.
Pick up on any of that stuff. But I mean, you can take a brand new vehicle off an assembly line and look at it and see, you know, orange pills and fish eyes. But I get it from a manufacturer standpoint, is that, you know,
mass produced.
Yeah, we're producing these things right and left, and so understand that. As well. I watched a deal, and it was on, I don't know, it was on like Fox Business or something, but it was over the auto industry, you know, in the early 20s and 30s, and it was really a lot about Henry Ford and stuff like that. But then I didn't know that DuPont was. So the company, the DuPont family, there was several members of the family, and one of them really kind of screwed the other family members out of their shares of stock.
That's odd. That doesn't happen
to gain control over that. But then he went and took over GM solely and kind of made GM big. But I didn't realize that there was that connection there between DuPont and GM as much as there was.
I kind of remember that a little bit too, because I remember back in the day when you, like on the sill panels of the cars, you know, had the Fisher body and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to remember, was even
there was
DuPont?
There was. But that's the exact same that I thought of, as those body
Fisher body
designed by Fisher, and then there was a DuPont emblems on those as well. But then also the other thing that was super interesting in this documentary, I think it was like 1929, that DuPont had come up with GMAC for the financing side of it.
DuPont did.
Yeah. And it was through GM.
Yeah.
But he was controlling that. And I was thinking, man, in you know, like 28 or 29, and that's really when GM kind of took over the leader for that little stint. Because, you know, the Model A's weren't changing or anything like that. But I would have thought, man, in 29, like nobody would be financing anything. Just
think about them finance contracts.
Like,
word of the mouth on a napkin, and just pay me that couple dollars a week.
But they said that's really where it kind of GM took over and led in that deal. And I'm thinking, okay. And this is no disrespect to anybody or anything like that, but I'm going to put my goat up as collateral, or my horse up as collateral, or
saddle.
You know what I'm saying?
Boots. Think about the collateral they put up back then.
I don't know. Definitely
been a different world.
Definitely a different world for sure. And going back to a handshake being a deal, you know, of somebody's word.
Not anymore. Doesn't work that way anymore.
Sure. So.
Yeah, it's just like last night. I'm sitting at home. I got a phone call from one of the F&I guys. We have a customer questioning so many different things and stuff like that. And I finally said, "Look, you know, we have things we got to protect ourselves. They got things to protect themselves. If this guy's being that argumentative, he's not worth selling him a car." And I just told him, I said, "Look, if he's being this difficult and not wanting to work and not understanding all this paperwork, I mean, go buy a house.
Yeah,
think about what that's like." But I get there's a lot of paperwork now to buy a car, and it's strictly because of the laws and things that have come out, and the way the government has tried to protect the consumer and everything else from that part. And I said, "Look, if he's being this difficult, he's going to be difficult the rest of the whole process." So I said, just tell him, "No, thank you. We're not selling the car." They call me back 10 minutes later. Guess what? Well, he settled down and he's buying the car. Well, I'm still not sure I'm happy with this deal. But again, it's not us as it is the government's has mandated all these different paperworks, all these different forms. But I get it that people have been manipulated, not truthful, all that kind of stuff has happened over the years, and deceptive selling and different things from that standpoint. And that's what's led to all this paperwork.
Yeah.
Is document everything.
I mean, honestly, the other side of that is that, okay, let's say that person was in here trying to buy a vehicle under your information. You know, you would be thankful that all of those safeguards were in place, you know? But nobody wants to look at it from that side of the coin. They just want to look at it, what the inconvenience is for them. And I get it. You know, it's the bad apple that ruins it for everybody, you know?
And again, that's not why we've went to our new system we have now. It's all electronic. We're protecting your data as you give us your drive. You know, we take a picture of your driver's license. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Insurance, all that different thing. Even your credit application now is all digitally and held in a cloud that will protect your data from getting, you know, taken and everything else from that part is a little bit of a pain. Well, now that we're doing it, it's a little bit easier if you want to know the truth from that standpoint. We just basically send some links to the customer to fill out their credit application and then also upload their trade even. And again, all that data is protected and it's not paperwork anymore that's been laying around from that part, but that's just extra steps we're taking. There's new rules and laws coming down the pike. They're supposed to be out there January 1. Now they pushed them back clear into July. And I get it because it's such a big change for a lot of dealers out there to do business and stuff like that too. But we're trying to stay ahead of the game and protect your data now. And we were doing this 6 months ago, trying to protect your data and everything else that part. But, I get some people that don't have it, different phones and different things, but, it can be done on a PC or whatever too, or it can be done right here in the store. We can flip the screen around and let you do it right here electronically. From that part. But again, that's just how everything is evolved into this equation and protecting everybody. And I get both sides of the coin. We got to protect the consumer. We have to protect us from that part. So anyway, about running out of time, Josh. 316-462-3673. How about what's your first new car? Let's hear what it is. Josh and I split it out.
Yeah, got it out there for sure.
Got that pea green
Regal
running around. I had a maroon 85.
Yeah.
I just had it for a time being. I just bought it for a time being. I did buy it on purpose, but it was a need buy because I needed something now and I didn't have anything. And so I had the old Regal.
Had to go get one.
I had to get it. It was all it's the first thing I caught that I was decent enough for me to have or whatever. 85 Chevy Nova, Matt O'Connor. New? Was that new, Matt, or was that used? That's what we're after. What's your first brand new car? I guess what is your first car you ever bought? I guess that's the thing. So, Matt, that's your first car. Was it new or used? Number one. And we got a call. Richard's coming up here. Let's get Richard patched through. Let's see what his first car was. So I guess we got to clarify that, Josh. Is it new, used, or just
started out as new? And then, if you hadn't been down that road yet, then, just what's your first?
So Matt got an 85 car? Nova was used on his. And Josh's was an 80 pea green Regal. Greg Murray, 1999 Mercury Cougar V6, brand new. Okay.
A Mercury Cougar.
Yeah. I looked at what year would that be? In 82. I almost bought a Cougar, but I didn't. I was slipping up there. Cheryl Prophet, 76 Plymouth Volare. Oh, I remember those things. Spitfire orange off the showroom floor. Remember that quite well.
She had a Trans Am too there for a little while.
Did she?
But again,
Tyler McMahon, first car, 76 Cutlass S red 354 barrel.
354 barrel.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Hey, let's go to the phones and talk to Richard. Richard, you're live with Under the Hood.
Yeah, I'd like to tell you about the brand new car the first brand new car that I ever had. It was 84. It was a Chevrolet short bed Silverado pickup.
Yep.
And great truck except for a couple of minor blips on it. When I went down to pick it up, I ordered it to a bank that I was with. And then when I went down to pick it up, everything looked great. Walked around the truck before I drove off the lot with it. It was kind of not sitting real level on one side. So down the road, about a week or so later, I had to bring it back in. They did something with one of the front springs to level it up. And then during the walk around, while I was looking at the car around, it was a Silverado model. So it had like chrome wheel opening moldings, the chrome that they used to have around the wheel openings.
Wheel lips, yeah.
Two of those off the back weren't even installed, so they ended up having to put brand new ones on the back. So it had a couple little blips on it, but other than that, it was a great car to drive around.
So those kind of things, the wheel lip molding's not happening. I mean, it's kind of like here. We've had a few things come in different too here lately. I shouldn't say lately. That's kind of got it under control now. The shortages and in the backlogs and all that kind of stuff. We've had different trucks calling with 2 different seats in them, 2 different headlights in them.
I can remember getting an F-150 that had the side badges where the truck was supposed to go to Mexico. Had Spanish.
Oh, Spanish stuff on it.
Spanish stuff on it. I do remember that. So it certainly does happen for sure. But you don't happen to still have the vehicle today, do you?
I wish I did.
Yeah.
It would be very valuable, but unfortunately, did sell that after driving it about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, that era pickup, especially on the short bed side of things, has taken a huge, I guess, a huge comeback, or the value in those things has gotten
especially a short beds.
Way out of hand right now.
Yeah, especially a short beds.
The-
Yeah, trust me, I got a lot of cars I wish I'd have kept and got rid of.
Everything on the transition was good, except I did buy it from the Chevrolet dealer that was on East Douglas there. That's no longer around. It used to be Big Dog Motorcycles, but it was the Chevrolet dealer before that.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that miffed me about all of it, the guy was kind of, I couldn't tell you who I dealt with, but the guy that when I did the walk around, he was kind of like snobby a little bit. So I mean, it was obvious. It's not something I drove off a lot and then came back and they had any question that I was like jerking him around a bit. But he kind of was not the best guy to. He's kind of being a snob about it a little bit, and that kind of put me off on that dealership down there. So maybe that's why they're not around anymore.
Yeah, it probably is. But it's one of those deals. It's how I look at those situations. We're not here just to sell you a car. When the issues come up, we have to be here ready for you and everything else too. And the quicker we solve that problem, the better off we are. And that's probably what it was. He didn't want to deal with having to get you service taken care of. He didn't want to get those moldings taken care of. We get the lean problem fixed out. He was trying to brush it off on somebody else. Didn't want to deal with it. That's not the adage we try to put around here at Mel's. That's for sure.
Well, I think the side of that is sales sells the first car, service sells everyone after that. I mean, that's correct. Kind of what that is. But did you order that truck, or what? Did they have it already there?
Well, there's a credit union right there at Tyler and Kellogg there. It's called Mid-America Credit Union. I was working at Learjet at the time. So when I was working at Learjet, they were offering to buy, you could order a vehicle through the credit union there, and they was like offering like just a few $100s over cost. So I went in there and they had a checkoff list, and I just ordered exactly what I wanted from the credit union there. A few weeks later, then I get a call to come down to the Chevrolet. Well, actually, I bought it from Holstein Chevrolet in Newton. Isn't there a Holstein Chevrolet in Newton, or did there used to be?
Used to be Holstein Chevrolet. Yep.
Right. I do remember. My brother had to take me up, and we picked it up at Holstein Chevrolet in Newton and drove it back down here. And then maybe that's why that guy got miffed, because I dealt with getting the moldings fixed here in town instead of driving all the way up there. I don't know. But anyway, I did order that here in '84, and the truck drove great, looked great. It was black on black, black interior, black outside, looked beautiful. And I tell you what, you guys might be getting a call from me, because right now I'm in a rental car. I had a Nissan in a not too far distant past that the engine computer went out of it, and they couldn't replace the engine computer. So right now I'm in a rental car, and I'm in the market for getting something. So who knows? I might be out here a lot one of these afternoons looking for something, because when this engine computer went out of this Nissan, they couldn't match it up. So basically, the car was like junk.
Yeah.
I mean, it controls everything. So.
Right. Well,
but that's my story as far as the new car goes.
I get it. So let us know if we can help you. We got a lot of cars new and used out here to help you too. Our inventory levels are back where they need to be. Not where they need. They're better than they've been. Let's put it that. Not where I want them yet, but I'm getting better on the inventory levels and stuff. But if you need some help, whatever, or jump on our webpage, mhford.com, and see if you see something there you like.
Tell you what, I'd like to get one of the Broncos, but I think it's a little out of my money range right now. But I love those Broncos.
Yeah,
they are a cool car. Or cool, I shouldn't say car. They're a cool SUV. That's for sure.
All right, thanks, sir.
Hey, thanks for the story.
Have a great day, buddy. Okay, so Jesse Emmons, 1999 Grand Prix. And Chris Kratzer, 1995 Toyota 4Runner. We got all kinds of neat stuff coming in here. We got one more caller coming in. We get one more caller in, can't we, Josh?
Yeah, we'll get them patched in.
Get them patched in through. Who's coming up?
What blows me away? We got Jordan. I don't know if this is the Jordan or if no. Well, it's regardless of the Jordan, it's the Jordan.
It is the Jordan.
Yeah.
Just which Jordan?
What blows me away, we talked about the Toyotas, is those FJ Cruisers and what the following behind those things are. Like, that is a unique looking vehicle for sure. And I don't know, just there's a heck of a crowd that follows those things around.
Not sure what that is either, but I guess who knows? Figure that out sometime or another. So we're going to get Jordan on the line here real quick and get him patched in here, see what's on Jordan's mind today, and see if it is which Jordan this might be. I have a funny suspicion I know which Jordan it is. Do you, Josh?
Maybe.
Did you get a haircut high and tight?
No.
All right. Just checking it out, see if it'll work for you, Josh. Where's Jordan? Come on, buddy. Let's get on the phone here. We got things to do, people to see, things to go do, man. Waiting on Jordan to get patched in here real quick and stuff, too. So,
got a lot of response today.
Yeah, it's been good.
You know why we're talking about that and new vehicles? I am excited to see a 24 F-150. So I think we're just a couple of weeks away from that, probably. So.
Yeah, I need to go see. I know I got a lot being built and everything else, too. I need to kind of see if anything's close to being shipping or anything else from that part to get close, if they've even done what they call the okay to buy, which is okay to buy is when Ford actually says, okay, we're shipping the vehicles, meaning okay to buy. It means us for us dealers to buy the units and stuff too. So hopefully soon we've got some 24 F-150s coming off.
Got a deal the other day. So whenever they launch a new line like that, they do quality control calls, so first anything in service. And so the first quality control call for those is the 16th or 17th of this month. So they've got to be very close. Yeah, got to be really close.
And we get off the call here and stuff. I'm going to go get online and see if I can see where that's at. Anyway, Jordan must have hung up or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Not sure what.
He's probably got, if it is the Jordan Whitehead, he probably got scared and didn't know what we were going to talk about. He didn't want to jump on here and have to take any flack. He probably wanted to hear about your haircut, Josh, and I beat him to the point.
And you beat him to the punch.
Yeah. So, hey, everybody, time is running out. Hopefully we'll see here in the next couple of seconds here if Jordan can get patched through or not. But need to thank a couple sponsors that help us keep this show going each every week, which is BG Products, all the great preventative maintenance products we use right inside here at Mel Hambelton Ford. All the great stuff we do with BG. That's a great partnership. They come get cars off our lot every week and take them over to their R&D center and do the flushes and different things on them and change the fluids and keeping their products top notch. And I promise you, if you put something of BG in your car, it's going to help make it last many more miles. Big Corner Carady for all your advertising needs. Hey, anything to help your business. If you need a web page design, you need traditional advertising, you need Google advertising, whatever it might be to advertise your business. Race car wraps, vehicle wraps, window wraps, anything at all. Jesse's got a great crew of people down there to help you with all your advertising needs. Big Corner Carady, and also Go To Rent. Hey, the holidays are over, and guess what? Stan's got a great fleet of vehicles over there in the rental department now that can help you. If you don't want to get your car and put the miles on it, you need something bigger, you need a 12 or 15 passenger van, give Stan a call right inside here at Mel Hambelton Ford at Go To Rent. I guess we're going to call it quits on Jordan. Jordan must have got scared and couldn't hang on tight. So everybody, Happy New Year to everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we will talk to you next Saturday, same time, 9 a.m.